Howdy there guys, welcome back to Edgar TV for the start of the journey and the road to the World Championship 2024, the World Darts Championship, the WDF World Darts Championship. That's the one that plays at Lakeside. That's the goal for this year, and that's what I'm going to be intending to try and do. Now, for someone of my age or my sort of generation, what we tend to do is we pick up a set of darts and we've got two goals in mind. We want to play at the Circus Tavern or Ali Pali, whichever one was the PDC World Championship at the time, and you want to play at Lakeside. They are the two goals you have when you first pick up a set of darts and you first want to start playing. Now, for me, I played 3 times at Ali Pali. I'd love to play there again, but as you know, if you follow this channel, physically I can't meet the demands of that right now, and I have to have a very part-time darting schedule. So, with that in mind, Lakeside seems to be a good option for me because I can sort of pick and choose events. I don't have to practice as intensely between tournaments, and I'm sort of scheduling around other commitments. You may see that I'm now doing some commentary for the PDC, which has ruled me out of going to a couple of the BDO events, or WDF events, sorry, which I was originally intending to attend. Also, I work down at the Super Series, so again, work commitments there on that side, because this is kind of what pays the bills. It's my job. Commentary and the media side is my job. I'm also working down at Sky Sports in the studios down there, working on things like podcasts, YouTubes, and different various dart-related content down there as well. So that kind of has to take priority, especially when we look at the WDF. There is no real financial gain for it unless you go and do well at Lakeside. When you're out there on the tour, it's expensive, and there's very little reward. We're talking, I went to Belgium last year, over 600 entries. I think I paid €30 to enter the event, plus my travel over there and all the expenses and costs that came with it. I got to the final, lost in the final. I think I got €800 for that. So you get to the final and you're pretty much just covering your costs and then a little bit more, so there's not really any sort of financial gain. So the job does have to come first when we're talking about the sort of road to Lakeside and the World Championship. It's mainly just that big event at the end of the year, and that's what I want. I really want that event. So what we've got to do, we've got to map out a journey. First of all, I was offered to play in the Super Series with a couple of days notice, and I had about 5 minutes to make the decision. And now, I did have some treatment at the back end of last year, as I'm continuing to do so I didn't really play a lot going into that event, but I was actually really happy with how it went. So on the first day, I actually managed to pick up 3 victories, which I thought was very good actually. When you look at the players in the field, Gary Stone, who's normally one of the favourites to win Lakeside, Martin Adams, a player who's won it many times before, an ex-tour card holder as well in John Worsley, so it was quite a good field. And I picked up 3 out of 4 victories on the opening day, and the second day I didn't pick up any victories, and that is kind of my problem, not being able to play back-to-back days or be able to live with the demands of back-to-back sort of tournaments at the moment. So hopefully that will get better and better as the year goes on, and I get more resilient to play, and I sort of continue to have the treatment in the arm. But the big thing that really stood out for me as a positive was, despite the fact that I hardly had any practice going into this, I was talking like 2 days in the matter of months in terms of time I was able to get on the practice board, I still managed to have 5 of my 8 games in the sort of mid-80 average range. Now that sort of average is going to pick me up points, going to pick me up good positions on the WDF tour, if not potentially pick me up titles if in the right place. And that's doing it without practice, so a real encouraging sign about what potentially could come forward. So since then I've been able to have a bit of practice. It's been going well. I've been using my new darts. If you're unaware, I have now moved from the Loxley range to Mission. I also will be working on their YouTube channel. We're going to be doing lots of tutorial based videos and lots of content that's never been done before, including potentially you as well. I do strongly advise you to head over to the Mission YouTube channel and hit a subscribe on that channel, because you're not going to be disappointed with the content that's coming. We've got some big plans coming in 2024 on that side of things. So that brings you up to speed with everything we're doing on that side. The other side now is, where am I going to be going and when? So it's going to start off with Romania. That's going to be 2 silver ranked events. They grade the events in terms of bronze, silver and gold, in terms of what you're going to get out of it in your ranking point side of things. So 2 silver events is a good event to be going to, but I do believe there's like 450 entries already for this, which is kind of the downside of these events, because they just have such big entry fields. Now, if you want to see what these events are like, I do do have some video diaries available on my YouTube channel already, and I will be doing some more video diaries at every single event I go to. I will be doing video diaries. So if you like the video diaries and the vlogs, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because there's going to be lots and lots of things, what it's like in various countries, the difference between the countries, the difference between this and what it's like on the PDC. There's going to be all sorts of interesting, quirky content all the way up, so you can literally follow it from today, hopefully, to the Lakeside stage. I'm currently sat in an okay position. I played 5 events or 6 events last year, 4 of which I made the final. Now, I'm hoping to play a bit more frequently this year, because last year, although I was going to events and doing well and making sort of the finals, of which 2 of them I won, so I picked up 2 titles, it was a little bit stop-starty, and every time I went, it felt like I was going to an event for the first time. So I'm going to try and do more events. I'm certainly going to try and get some more practice in. I've not met up with Kevin Painter now for about 6 months, someone who I used to practice with every single week. That's going to be reinstated, and we're going to try and get that up and running again, along with maybe a couple of other practice partners as well, because I can't just have an hour by myself. It's not going to be beneficial. I need to have that hour by myself, but with also getting some intense practice in there with other people as well, just for the pacing and just for the memory. Like, say, I hardly played a competitive game since September 2022, so I really do need to get that competitive edge back, and that's something I feel is going to be good there. So after Romania, the plan is then to do Scotland in the mid part of February. At the moment, that's the intention, and that's sort of slightly up in the air at the moment. Slovak at the end of February, that is another tournament I'm looking at doing. The Isle of Man is something I am eyeing up for the beginning of March. I'm also looking at Iceland, potentially the Faroe Islands, Tunisia, to name a few of the places in which I'm going to. So, as you can imagine, very, very expensive sort of journey. So there are a couple of things going on with that. I've got amazing sponsors with Mission and with olbg.com, who you may have seen me mention on here a few times, but also there's the option of crowd support as well. So if you are enjoying this journey, these vlogs, and you do want to support all the way through, I have now recently changed my entire Patreon system to suit just this journey. So little perks along the way. Literally, there's support from £1, support from, I think it's $3.99, I think I did it at, and in that, then you get your name in the videos, on the video diaries, the vlogs, and the journey on the road to Lakeside. And then there's a top level, which is about £7, where you get your name in the videos, but also in the shirt design that I will wear at Lakeside should I get there. I've got to throw that out there, it's not a guarantee. Should I get to Lakeside, everybody on that top tier of Patreon support will also have their name included in the darts shirt that I play with on the stage. Now, I do plan on making 5 different shirts. I'm hoping to be a seed. That's my goal. So 5 different shirts. If it has to be 6, it has to be 6. But they're all going to be different, and they're all going to obviously have names and things piped in for the support throughout the year. But if you remember when I last played in the World Championships at Ali Pali, I had the Edgar Mania shirt, a shirt that was dedicated or a tribute to Hulk Hogan. All the shirts I wear at Lakeside, I'm going to have a different one every round, is going to be a tribute to an ex-wrestler. I've got some great, great designs in mind. Just think of like Shawn Michaels inspired, an Ultimate Warrior, an Undertaker, a Big Boss Man inspired shirt. That's the sort of things that we're going to be looking for at Lakeside. So that's sort of like the plan, the journey, how we're going to go about it. I will play the Super Series again at some point, and luckily right now I've got all my broadcasting arrangements booked in for possibly the next 4 or 5 months or so I can really knuckle down now and work out what practice and what routines I'm going to put into place, what tournaments we're going to. But for now, they're the ones we're going. Romania's at first. Get ready for the video diaries, guys. Go hit the like, go hit the subscribe. They support me so much as well, so even if it's not something that you go, right, I can help with, like the petrol, just make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the videos. They support me just as much, guys, so please do go press them buttons. They're totally free to do, and they help me out with this journey. Hopefully, I can give you a great story to follow, starting from right here, all the way to lifting that trophy at the end of the year. We'll be in December, Lakeside, so got about, 11 months or so before hopefully we end this journey, and we look back on this video and say, what a moment, and I followed that all the way through. Video diary coming soon, guys. Catch you soon with some more Edgar TV.